How's it going, YouTube? I'm Matt. I'm a full-time wannabe. Basically, my channel is about me going from the house into my custom cargo camper I built and hitting the road. Today I'm going to have a little fun and talk about canoe camping. That's my favorite. Nothing I like more than going on long canoe trips. Drop me off here, and pick me up down there in a couple days. So today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite gear. And it's from doing a lot of trips. And I don't necessarily bring all of this gear on every trip. But there is one trip that I did that I had to bring literally everything. I did a 10-day trip down the Swanee River. And one of the places, the water was real low. So rocks were everywhere. And I had to port out. And I had to get my canoe and my gear along this path. And the problem was the path was about as long as a football field, and I had quite a bit of gear. So it took me, like 3 trips back and forth, just to get around this one thing. And, it took a couple hours. After that, I started thinking, maybe I ought to rethink this canoe camping, how to make it a little easier. So this is just some of the gear that I bring to make the trip that much easier. So, let's start with the first thing. A PDF, a personal flotation device, but it's a seat. And having a nice seat is very important because when you're canoeing for, say, 10 days, 200 miles down the Swanee River, you're going to want something cushy on your tushy. So, I think we all know what this is. Pretty plain and simple. I got mine in kind of like a camo. Kind of cool. Another important thing that I bring is I bring a little anchor. I like to fish. And sometimes I like to fish where the little rapid areas are. So having this little anchor is awesome because you can, kick it out, keep you in a current. But I also use it whenever I'm porting out, I'm leaving the boat, on the side of the embankment, so I don't have to drag it all up on the land, or if I'm camping overnight on the side of the river, I just take this and plenty of rope. And I'll just wrap it around the tree somewhere, something like that. And when I was in bear country, this thing actually was a secondary, this was my food hoist. Because it's heavy, I can whip it and throw it up over a tree limb, let it come down by its weight, and I hook my food bag onto this, and then pull it back up. And then I tie this off on my boat or, wherever. Mostly to my boat. I try to find a place over where my boat is at. But then, this would be way up in the air in the tree, and I have plenty of rope to tie it off. So this is, to me, I never leave home without my anchor. I use that more than anything. Canoe wheels. When you gotta drag your canoe a football field, let me tell you, nothing makes it easier than this. You just put the back of the canoe on here, lift up the front of it, and you start walking. And you can leave half your gear in the canoe. And it doesn't weigh anything when you balance this correctly. And I don't remember what I paid for this. I think I got it from Walmart, or not really exactly sure where I got it from. But this thing is just awesome. This was a must-have. And it folds, and you can just stick it anywhere in the canoe. I see some people actually mount these on the canoe, so they swivel up like that. I think you can put it on any way you like. water bag. What if you tip over? You gotta keep your stuff dry, and this is the way to do it. I think I got this at Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't think I paid more than $35 for it. You can carry it like a backpack, which is pretty awesome. And you just roll this over, click it together, and that's how you keep all your gear dry. So this is what I bring all my gear in. I just slide my backpack in here with all my clothes and gear, and I fill the rest of it up with the food that I'm bringing. And that keeps everything nice and dry. I definitely never leave home without this. Let's see if I can get this thing out of there. And we all know what this is. I don't think I have to put it all together. It's an umbrella. It's a nice beach umbrella. And what's cool, this one kind of tilts and everything. You can stab it into the sand. I actually have a screw bottom for it that you can screw into the sand or the dirt, and then that goes in there and locks in. But let me tell you, when I was doing that 10-day trip down the Swanee River in Florida, it gets hot, and that sun is hot. And this thing was the lifesaver. Let me tell you, this is a 6-foot beach umbrella. It's cheap, buying at Walmart for 20 bucks. You know, extended pole, it comes with a bag. This was a lifesaver. And when I was floating down some of the parts of the trip, I actually opened this up in the canoe. And I tied it off in the canoe, and I had me a shaded area, with some of the parts of the river I was doing, 20, 25 miles in a day. So keeping that sun off you, it's awesome. I just, when I told you about that football field trip, trying to carry all that gear, I did that one time. Now mind you, this next thing is not something I bring every time, only if I know there's going to be a long portage. What I did, again, on that Swanee River, there's a couple camping spots along the way that you literally had to, climb up these stairs, and then, the places where you were allowed to camp was like, a football field that way, and, making multiple trips to the canoe. Oh, it was a nightmare. I'm the guy who wants to make one trip. And that's where I got this. I think I got this from Walmart also. And, man, this thing is so awesome. All right, Velcro. I see you go. And it opens up into a big heart. Whoa. As you can see, it's big. And the cover folds in here, and it makes a bottom for it. That's really like my coffee table. This thing's huge. But this thing's massive. And it's got an extended thing, so you can pull it behind you, you can put your water, your camp gear, your bags, you put everything you want in this thing. And then it folds right up and throw it right into the canoe. No big deal. This thing is awesome. I think I paid $50 for that cart. Walmart has them, super cheap. And last thing I bring is this. This is my Anchor solar panel. And this thing is awesome. It's a foldable solar panel. This is 21 watts or 23 watts. It has 2 USB plugs. You can charge 2 things at the same time. And let me tell you, this thing will charge your phone that's completely dead in maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the most. And I mean, I charge everything with that. You just lay it out, while you're canoeing down, and charge away. And what I charge up the most is one of these. This is also by Anchor. It's a battery pack, same thing. It's got 2 USB ports. Charge 2 things up at the same time with this. And this is 20,000 milliamp hours. I can charge my phone 5 times with this thing. What I'll do with that is I'll charge a bunch of stuff. I always bring a sun jack, little battery chargers. You can recharge your rechargeable batteries for your headlamp. For whatever gear that you use batteries for, like a tack lantern or something like that. My speaker, I use it to charge up this is a little Bluetooth speaker that I listen to music while I'm, cruising down the river. And it's got its own built-in battery. And it's the same thing. It's USB chargeable. Everything I have uses the same plug that I use on my phone. So I'll charge this up, my speaker up, the batteries up. I charge all this stuff up with this while I'm canoeing. I don't remember what I paid for this. It wasn't much. I know there's a new one out called Big Blue or something like that. Never heard of the company though. But it's supposed to be pretty powerful. But I don't know about the panels or anything like that. What I do know is Anchor. Anchor, everybody knows Anchor. And it's one of the best you can get. And what's great is that it folds flat, you can pack it in your pack, if you're doing like through hikes. This thing doesn't weigh anything. And if you're a backpacker, it's got grommets. So you just strap it right onto your backpack while you're walking during the day. Have your phone in your pack, your little speaker in the pack, and you're charging all your stuff up. No problem at all. Anchor. Never go wrong. So, that's it. That's just a quick video of some of my favorite gear. It sure makes my canoe camping way easier. Instead of trying to do multiple trips, lugging stuff. There might be, like I said, it all depends on the trip and having the foreknowledge of what the trip is going to entail. If I'm flying blind on a river that I've never been on, I'm not scared to bring the kitchen sink with me. I'll bring them all. Because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Words I live by. Well, I'm Matt. Please like and subscribe. I can use all the subscribers I can get. And I appreciate any one of you that do. I'm a full-time wannabe. Hope to see you out there on an adventure. You guys have a great day.